We've heard throughout Victoria rumblings and rumours about a rivalry known as the Battle of the Bridge.
It started in 1965 when Ocean Grove broke away from Barwon Heads Football Club to create their own identity.
This rivalry is so fierce that it appears in TripAdvisor's top 15 things to do around Barwon Heads.
Today we hear from a couple of past legends of the club to tell their side of the story.
Slice the oranges, rub in the deep heat, and strap yourself in for a great sports story. Welcome to 1 Week at a Time.
Mate, you come down to the club and they've got this huge rivalry with Barwon Heads. What was your first introduction into the Battle of the Bridge?
Playing over at Barwon Heads was the first Battle of the Bridge I played in, and I've never come across anything like it. It was brutal.
It was a true town against town. Talking about the Battle of the Bridge, guess which game was the first game I played in? Battle of the Bridge against Ocean Grove. So I had a really good awakening of what the Battle of the Bridge was right from the get-go.
Yeah.
So I loved it.
Anyway, I can remember taking a mark on a half-back flank, and Wayne Corns was marking me, and he's jumped around the mark, and he's just given me a little poke in the nose, and he said, "Welcome to the Bellarine."
And I heard about the Battle of the Bridge and I was like, okay, this is awesome. This is good to be a part of. We're back in the 60s and they were the same club and they split out, and then there's a river and a bridge, and it makes sense, and there's a lot of passion and hatred at times, but and it makes sense to have a massive rivalry. And that game in 2021, Battle of the Bridge, early in the season, it was one of the greatest country game of footy ever played, I reckon. And that's me coming back so fresh from AFL, and so happened to be that the first game I went down forward was the Battle of the Bridge. Kicked 4 in the first and felt like, damn, I should be still playing AFL. I've missed an opportunity here. I kicked 8 by three-quarter time.
Oh, really?
And as a lot of the community know down here, if you want to see Brownie kick goals, come in the first half of the game, because he tires out quite quickly.
My recollection of Whitey was quite achiever. He was out on the ground. He gave a really good account of himself, but he wasn't mouthy, or he wasn't a sniper. He was just a hard ball player.
Cornsy, did you or did you not just give him a little whack on the beak at some point? Because he's adamant. We won't say anything.
Look, I have to answer these sort of questions, and all I'm after is the ball. I mean, you can't do both, or you get the ball. And I'm always a big believer that the best protection out there is having the ball in your hand. So
love it.
I make no apologies as Whitey's a bit slow.
Wayne was a good bloke, as it turned, a real good bloke.
After he hit you in the nose.
After he hit me in the nose, yeah. Well, them days everybody knew each other, because there's only, a couple of k's between each town, you see, and most of the Barwon Heads guys lived in Ocean Grove, so you sort of knew them.
Yeah.
You'd see them at the pub and you'd have a beer with them, and the next week you'd be knocking each other out. But that's the way it was.
And you'd spend a couple of hours with the guys you just try to bash up. And it's all forgotten. And you might get the friendly rivalry in the main street at Ocean Grove when they see you, but it's all in jest. It's not.
It's all in good spirit.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, it's what you expect.
Yeah, when you're driving through Ocean Grove and they see you and like the guy at the bakery is just like, oh, you're going to lose this weekend, Brownie. I'm like, hey, mate, I'm
just getting a bloody pasty, mate.
But they have a cheeky laugh, but they're quite serious. And it's like, oh, yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
We'll
See you later.
See you.
Talks about the prize possession for the team that wins the Battle of the Bridge. There's a bit of history with the trophy.
Yeah, it's an old peapot, but that's a better way of putting it, that used in the hospitals. Got all the winners on it every year, or twice a year, and it's got a handle on it, and everybody that wins it, like every team wins it, well, I know we do, everybody drinks out of it.
That was, no matter how injured or how crook you were, and you made that extra effort just to see him hand it over. I mean, what the hell is it? I mean, it's really nothing, but it's just the prestige and to see the other club humbled, and you, as you were humbled too. It wasn't always one-way traffic. The crowd they didn't forget either. Like you'd see them a few weeks later, you know, and they'd bring it up. If you're over the bridge, Ocean Grove, and you make the most of it, Cornsey. You won't hang on for long, you know. Like,
Love that.
yeah, we'll see about that. You know, like, give it back to them.
Even today, when you drive across the bridge, do memories come flooding back? Or
A little bit, yeah.
Do you spit on the other side of the bridge? Just
No, but I get nervous.
Right.
I was never ever nervous playing footy, but when we played Barwon Heads, I used to get nervous a little bit.
Wow.
Because they were such huge games. You'd get 3,000 people there, 3,000 or 4,000 people there. Like over at Barwon Heads, the hill would be just packed. You know, and it was unbelievable.
But look, having said the rivalry, and as hard as what some of those games were, and I'd been reported a couple of those games, and I've done it, I'd just randomly turn up at an Ocean Grove function, unannounced, and it was as if you were part of their team. You know, they would be all over you, you know, as if you were their player, and they would always make you feel welcome. And I did that a couple of times, just because we lived over Ocean Grove, and just walked into some of their private functions, and they'd sit there and they'd give you a beer before you sat down. You know, so that's that sort of feel too. Yeah, as bad as what it was on the ground, it's all forgotten.
To be able to play in a game like the Battle of the Bridge here in this league and a part of this club is quite special. Playing for Collingwood so long, and the Collingwood-Carlton rivalry is huge. But, geez, this is not far off.